mentioned, one of 7. Our power and authority comes from the Constitution, from statute. Statute is the laws. The Constitution is what we set up at the beginning, and then statute is those big law books you see in every interview with a political person who wants to look like they know what the books say. There are a few of us who do know what they say. So her authority is derived from these 2 sources primarily. And then her authority translates into what are her duties. How does she take her authorities and what the Founding Fathers thought for the state and deliver that? And the way she delivers her duties, which I mentioned, and I can give you state code, but they're accounting, and we have Marion Gibson, who is one of the bureau chiefs from there, standing in for Darla Rankin, who is the division administrator. Another female is a deputy state controller. A very important role in this office over accounting. Payroll, we're joined by Brandon Wolf in the back of the room. You'll go in a moment. The tall guy. Now you guys know I'm 5'7", so anything over 5'8" is tall. And anything over her is tall in her opinion. So Brandon's I think like 5'10", so any of you that are really tall and look down at him, don't hold that against us. Brandon will talk about payroll in a moment. Another division I run that's in our authority is the Computer Service Center. We are the largest data center in the state. And so what we do in there, and let me back up, general fund. That means that these people, these divisions derive their funding from the legislature through appropriations that come primarily from tax collections, from the 3 big taxes, which are personal property, business, and property taxes. And so it goes to the legislature, they decide what to do with it. This division is dedicated funded, and what that means is it derives its money from providing services to different agencies. If number 52, we have Kathy, and Elijah, for instance, would be, she's the head of health and welfare, he's the head of transportation. Those are 2 of my biggest customers in the Computer Service Center. So every person who derives a benefit from health and welfare, whether it be a Quest card or some type of inoculation or immunization, that data processing occurs in our office. The front office is at health and welfare, but the data processing is here. Same with transportation. And I know this would never happen to Philip, but say Philip's driving too fast and is pulled over in the middle of the night, and the ISP officer or any cop wants to key up his microphone and find out who the heck is he dealing with. What is Philip? What is a Philip? Is it a good guy, a bad guy? What is it? That comes through our office, through the Department of Transportation. All the DMV and those records are in our mainframe computer. So that's an example of 2 customers that pay to use our services rather than the legislature paying for us to do that work for them. Wouldn't make sense for me to do a bunch of work for Kathy's agency and make the rest of the state pay for it. And so that's how dedicated funds work. Administrative operations, I head that as chief deputy. That's really handling the front office of this office. So administration, what it does, again, general funded, where you've heard, and you'll hear more, we're the accountant for the whole state. Well, we have to have one for our office because we're an agency too. So that's admin. We do the accounting fiscal for the office. We handle the human resource for this office. We handle the budget for this office, public information for this office, and purchasing. Scott Phillips are you going to go, are you on this agenda? I will do that real quickly. Scott Phillips, who is our deputy over boards and commissions, answering to me and me answering to Donna, he handles the boards and commissions for the boss. Land board, the boss is one of the 5 members of the land board who handle all the lands that were gifted to us by the federal government at statehood. And those are called endowment lands. And they were at the 15 and 45 parallels on the map if you went to every map section. And in layman's terms, they were created to fund education. That's the main thing. They do some other things, but for the main part, it was to create an endowment that helped fund education so the general fund doesn't have to pay for all of that. So you have, she is over a trust that is 80% trees, timberlands all over the state. 200 million acres? 200 million acres of it. Of farmland as well. Grazing land.
2 million.
Yeah, 2 million. 2 million, yeah. We're accountants. 2 million, 200 million, what's the difference? No, just kidding. It's very crucial. Huge differences. Anyway, oversees that portfolio as a land board commissioner with her, the governor, the superintendent, secretary of state, and the attorney general. And they meet once a month and determine how to handle those state lands. So that's kind of a general overview of the office. And what I think I'll do is I will start with, is there an order?
We were going to do the video first and then have the divisions.
Perfect. This would be a great segue. As part of what the boss does as a commissioner on the State Board of Land Commissioners is handling these endowment lands I mentioned. There's a 7-minute video that the department has put together that Jen has queued up for us that will show you, give you a better understanding of our state endowment lands. Thank you, Jen.